What's happening with the protests in Italy and Peru, and why are we hearing so little about them? There's been additional unrest in Morocco and Mexico over the past 48 hours, but little to no reporting in the West by mainstream media. Italy just experienced its largest mobilization in years. Over 2 million people joined a nationwide general strike on October 3rd across more than 100 cities, protesting in solidarity with Gaza after Israel intercepted a humanitarian aid flotilla. Dock workers shut down ports, streets were blocked. Saturday's Rome March alone aimed to draw 1 million people, yet this barely registered in international headlines outside Al Jazeera and a few outlets. Peru's Gen Z movement is facing violent crackdowns. Transport workers struck on October 2nd against extortion and violence. Police used tear gas on protesters demanding President Bolate's resignation over alleged corruption and controversial pension reforms. Reports indicate 74 people injured this past weekend, including 26 journalists who were deliberately targeted whilst covering events. The suppression is escalating, yet Western media remains largely silent. Morocco's youth-led protests have turned deadly. 3 people killed, over 400 arrested since late September. Gen Z protesters demanding healthcare and education reforms faced live fire. Banks were torched in Sale. Amnesty International is calling for an end to excessive force. This is a major story, yet is barely breaking through. Notice the pattern? Youth-led movements, massive mobilizations, government crackdowns, deaths, arrests of journalists. But unless it directly impacts Western geopolitical interests or fits pre-existing narratives, these stories struggle for airtime. CNN briefly covered the Gen Z uprising phenomenon, but sustained reporting? Minimal. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a global wave of resistance. The lack of coverage doesn't diminish their importance. Follow local journalists like myself. Check independent outlets like Al Jazeera, People's Dispatch, and regional news sources. Question what's missing from your feed. Because whose protests get covered reveals whose voices are valued.